So clear the grip on the collar, control the wrist. Whichever wrist you've controlled, that's the side you stand up on first. That's it. So bottom person, try and keep your guard closed. And if they step the wrong side, grab the ankle. Yep, so they should only be standing on the side of the wrist that you've controlled. Nice. Stand, but it is really important that when we control that wrist, yeah, we've got good control. We're not just gripping. If Jay can roll his hand, yeah, he can clear the grip dead easy. So this is why I like that kind of knuckles in the back of the arm and pushing down. So now even if he tries to roll that wrist, it's a lot harder for him to do it. So this is where I like really focus on this grip. This is a great grip, and if you get used to this, you can use it in a lot of different positions. So like anytime I go for like a flower sweep or something like that, I tend to use this grip and push it down. It's a cracking grip. Okay, a few of us were kind of stepping up with this side first, so as soon as he does that, he's going to go underneath and start pulling out that leg and controlling, looking for sweeps, or just prevent me from being able to stand up. Because there's no benefit at the moment, if he's going to play close guard, yeah, to allow me to stand up. So this is where it's really important. It benefits me. When he starts kind of opening his guard on his own accord, that's when he's maybe moving into a different type of guard. And that's where I might worry a little bit, okay? But at the moment, he's a good close guard player. He wants to be broken down. He wants to be in these positions where he can start establishing his attack. So again, posture is really important. There's no lean forward. We test this. Yeah, he brings his knees to nose. It's really easy to break my posture. If I'm here, yeah, knees to nose, it's a lot more difficult. Another quick check, knees to nose, still doesn't work very well, okay? Here, knees to nose, it's not working. They're the little checks that we can do as we're drilling this as well. So once we're in this position, we've got a couple of different ways of opening the guard. Obviously, I have to be really careful of this side, so sometimes you can kind of adjust a little bit. Okay, now he's got longer arms than I have. My ability to kind of create space, so I have to be a little bit careful. First one, bit of an old school one. I'm going to grab inside on the knee. Yeah, I'm keeping my posture up, and I'm just going to push the knee down. Okay, so pushing the knee down to start splitting the legs. So that's the first one I'm going to practice. I'm going to go both sides so he gets his grip. Always clear the grips, get that control. Stand. Yeah, you can't grab that ankle. Checks again. Yeah, and then from here, just push and split the knee. Okay. That's our first one. We're just going to work that one for 2 minutes. That makes sense? It'll get cooler, I promise. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. The entire game plan. Okay. So again, everything's still the same. So got that control. It goes through. Get that grip. Get that nice control. Okay. In that standing position, this is really important. There's a lot of us at the moment. We're still leaning forward. So please check. Obviously, you don't want to kiss or headbutt. But like just that little kind of a pull kind of makes me realise that actually my posture is a little bit over my centre line. Okay, so up. I used to do this a lot, yeah, by grabbing the pants a little lower and using my elbows, but there's still a threat because I'm not controlling his hips at this point. All I'm doing is controlling his arm. If he brings his arm up a little bit higher towards his chin, yeah, I'm in a position now where I'm leaning forward. So if my hand's in this position, he can open up and start shooting his hips up. So triangle. Start looking to get into like a diamond triangle position. So something I'm kind of trying to adjust a lot in my game is into this position because I'm a lot further away from his hips. His chance, even if he brings that arm forward, yeah, to break my posture because I've got good posture, but also here to shoot his hips up, it's going to be really difficult. Yeah, he has to grab with this hand and grab that to get that position, but because I've already established that good control, it's a lot harder for him to do it. So break the guard, and then from this position, I want you to start thinking about your passes. Okay. So you guys who are struggling a little bit, or maybe a bit new, easy one to think about is just taking that knee straight over, yeah, into this position. We've now got halfway around the guard. Okay, some other ideas, yeah, is to start stepping over one leg into this position. We can start coming across and taking the leg across. I'm not teaching the guard pass today, I'm just giving you the opportunity to start working in your game plan. Does that make sense? So, remember good posture, use your hand. As soon as that's the guard's broken, start going into your passing. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Give it a go. 1, 2, 3. If you just take the leg straight over, the bottom person is probably going to end up getting half guard. So think about your passes like clean passes. So anytime I'm kind of doing my drills and stuff, I'm thinking about how I score and kind of the positions that I want to avoid. I don't want Jay to get half guard. So some of us at the moment, when we're kind of getting into a passing position, we're taking this leg fully over into here. Yeah, so like even though they're not kind of resisting and stuff, the bottom person, if you're in a position where you can establish a half guard or something, not fighting, but just do it, and it's like, oh yeah, crap, I've not actually got past the guard. So anytime you are looking to pass, you've still got to control that bottom leg. Okay, so going into this kind of knee over, this is what I call this position, the knee over pass, gives me the opportunity to get the back leg out. Okay, so don't neglect the basics just because we're kind of moved on to something different. You know, I still need to control that leg. I've only passed gathering both legs into a scoring position here. Okay, if he's got anything like that, I've not passed the side control, so you won't score your points in jiu-jitsu. And from a progression point of view as well, you know, into a hierarchy of positions and what are stronger positions, you're not in a stronger position. Okay, so this is one of my Ray's going to fuck this up for me, I know he is. So I'm waiting for you, Ray. Just this don't work. It don't work at all. So everyone watch Ray, don't look at me. It makes me sad. Okay, so as I stand, and I think leg length has a lot to do with this as well. We can actually start getting a little bit of pressure by kind of squeezing our knees, yeah, and then going to the hip to push down. So even though I'm not using my elbow to separate, that kind of squeeze of the knees is opening the heels. So Jay can't touch his knees together and keep his feet crossed. If he puts his knees together, his feet can cross. And that's kind of the theory. And this is where I will get this brand deal, Thigh Masters. Okay, get on Twitter, get on MySpace, tag them. They legit do have an Instagram, by the way. Okay, so once I've got into this position, we can start using our knees to kind of create a little bit of pressure to start separating the feet around the back. So here, and then squeezing the knees together, and then eventually just kind of a little bit of a pop might help as well, especially for the longer leg guys. From here as well, we've got another option for passing, where if we squeeze our knees together, we can start looking to go into passes like that. So instead of, you know, relying just on separating the legs, we can bring the legs together to start getting some passes, which is the next thing I want us to focus on. Yeah. Okay. I'm waiting, Ray. I'm waiting for you to ruin this for me. Okay, here, still posture. Yeah, squeeze the knees. Oh, no elbow that time. Yeah, but then I can start using my hips to stack to start going around. We can. I'll try and do this without kicking Jay in the head. Do a helicopter pass. But this leg passes across here. Hip goes down, and then we pass. That's an idea. You don't have to do that one. If you knock your mate out, you don't score points like that. And knees together, go pop, hit through, yep. And then from here, into the helicopter pass if you want to have a go. Yep, give it a go. 1, 2, 3.